Got your red carpet there, Sarah? Red carpet.
My red carpet. I've got no carpet, thank you.
All right, so here we are. We got Benzo, we got Daniel Day Ones, we got Hammer, we got Sarah, and Jack the Wonky Donkey, who's basically gonna lurk, but you never know, he might have some input as well.
Yeah, he doesn't sound much.
But shout out to Jack the Wonky Donkey.
I heard him say like one thing when he joined, and that was about it.
That's what Jack does. That's what Jack's about, you know.
Jack's the soundboard.
Yeah, if I need explosions or a Don, DeMarco, I need Jack to just
No, we got Benzo for that. Benzo's got the best raps.
Hey, Chazza, you missed out on the
You missed it out there.
Wait, what happens?
Tell him, Adam, tell him. Well, I might just tell him then. I was giving
I was waiting for someone to start speaking. I just
quiet.
I'm like Callum Hammer and just pause. I'll tell him, man.
Yeah, you can tell.
We're doing some sound noises, and I was giving my best brah. You know, that's just a sample, but yeah, that's what was going on.
It was super
much
loud.
louder.
Thanks,
It was
Hammer,
really
for your
fucking
silence,
loud. That's right. I did not even hear what you said.
Bro.
Should I start doing that for live streams and stuff? Should I get a soundboard going? Get like the sound effects going. And
Sounds of the Discord.
Yeah.
Should I
Streams all over that.
give a brat for the podcast?
Brat.
Right, sure. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Don't know.
Just
It's super loud.
If it's a dunno,
It's really
then
bad.
let's go with the no.
Nah,
Let's
do it.
move on. Let's move on.
All right. So this is gonna be a bit of a hectic one, and this is probably gonna take up a while, which I'm kind of glad. I don't want to move on from it too quick. But the thing that the title of this podcast is basically finding Oz rap or grime. And so I just wanted to ask you guys, how did you first get into the Oz scene? Was it did you just grow up around it? Was it through mates? Did you find it yourself? Like, how did you guys basically get into it?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the brave fucker that starts it off? Because I mean, everyone knows my story. Everybody knows my story behind it, and now I want to find out your stories behind it.
My story.
Yeah, Chaz, you want to ask? You know, do you want to ask who goes first or what? Should we just jump into
Fucking anyone, man. I don't mind.
Yeah, Benzo.
I'll go.
Sarah, you go. Do it.
Dun, dun, dun.
I reckon I was like 15 or maybe 16, and I was drunk. I was skipping school, back in school, and my friends, like this girl I was friends with, got us this sick ride with this over 18s dude, and he was bumping Cursor in his car, and that's the first time I ever heard Cursor was wagging school drunk with some over 18s boy, and that's where it started.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Wow.
And what? So you just like the sound of it, and then just kind of just like looked into it more after that kind of thing, or?
Yeah, I was like, this is dope. What is this? And then you look on YouTube, and then it comes with suggestions, and then yeah, just snowballed from there. Then here we are.
So you got into rap,
and it would have been something ridiculous too. Like it would have been a nebulizer or something. I would have just been like, this is sick as. Just been like drunk in 16.
That's just a pretty organic story. It's not like crazy complicated. It was just like, yeah, I was somewhere where I shouldn't have been, but I got something good out of it.
Fuck yeah. And it sounds like a typical story that would just go with the Cursor thing as well, really. Like underage drinking with like boys and VS
That's pretty
Commodores.
much what happened to me, like, except for the boys and VS Commodores, but
Was you in the back of boys' cars?
I was pretty much that boy in the VS Commodore. Come on.
Oh.
So go on then, Benzo, how did you get into it?
Are we talking rap or grime?
Both. Tell me the
The
story.
scene in general.
When did you lose your virginity?
Hey, that's another story. Yeah. shit. When I first started listening to rap, I think it was about all through primary school, and then I went to high school year 7, and everyone was a Tupac fan, and I was always a Biggie Smalls dude.
Yeah.
And I converted everyone to the Biggie side of things, and then like shit, year 9, I might have been like 14 or 15. I heard Cursor, got into Oz rap. Was obsessed with just rap at the time, and then I think it was about like, I don't know, 2013 maybe. I heard AEST. When was That's Not Me? When was that released? Skepta.
2013. That's the date I've got off the top of my head. 2013.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first grime tunes I heard, and when I heard that, I just remember having on repeat for shit. I just had it on repeat for days. Yeah, I was obsessed, and then I got into Sir Spyro's grime show, and then I seen like some Aussie artists were doing it. Like Fractured, Die and Flea, Sunna, and I was hooked from then. You know what I mean? And since then I've just been a grime fucking fiend, and yeah, man, that's how it all started, and I'm still just grime fucking obsessed, man.
So you've had influences and you've listened to all 3 scenes. You started off with the US when you was younger, and then
I started off with like, man, when I was young, it was like Big Al, Big Pun, Biggie Smalls, Wu-Tang, a lot of other just 90s, like that golden age. And then I listened to a friend of mine showed me Cursor, and then from Cursor I went on to just artists, and then I heard grime, and it was it was the Sir Spyro grime show, and I just remember every upload I was just obsessed with it, and I just have it on repeat. And then I seen that Australia was doing grime as well, and cook from then, you know what I mean? And now I see dudes like Wombat, Chill, not doing much anymore, but fucking it's just all those guys, man. I'm just just hooked on it, man. And I just grime. It's taken over my like love of rap music, it's all grime now, man.
Yeah, so you've had a progression, and it's not like you've stuck with one thing your whole life. It has progressed, like depending on where you are in your life, kind of thing.
And it was like from a teenager, it was like US old school rap. Then when I was a bit older, like 15 to 18, it was like Aussie rap, that whole sort of lad scene. And then when I was a bit older, in my early 20s, it was like UK grime, and then I seen that Australia was doing grime as well, and just forth between both of them. I'm just fucking obsessed with grime, man. It's just it's all I listen to now, grime.
There you go. Wow, it's bringing the tears to
Well
my
said,
eye, man.
well
Just going
said.
on a journey.
Yeah.
Been on a fucking journey, brother.
All right, day 1.
Oh, wow. I never really was a fan of rappity hippity hoppity. I was more into like your Linkin Parks before that, but then I got introduced to like your DMX. Wow, I'm going back now.
I feel like
Found
you're ready to say
Eminem.
back in my day.
Yeah, I can't say
Back
that.
in my day. Frank Sinatra.
We used to have cassettes. And you press play. I was into my like DMX, Mo Thugs, Bone Thugs, and Harmony. I suppose probably early 2000s, I found Eminem, Limp Bizkit. That had a bit of a collaboration there. That was a big influence for me. And a cross of alternative, which kind of dipped me into the rap, hip hop more so. I was into the first Eminem CDs, bought those. Used to know them word for word, like, yeah, dead set. I could rap some of his tracks back to front now. I just laugh at myself.
Study that shit hard.
But yeah, I was a 360 fan before I heard Cursor. Really appreciated what he was doing for the scene. And then when I seen the rap battle in 2009, or maybe even before that, yeah, it just opened up a whole avenue. And from there, it's just been just following and watching everything grow from the ground up. From Psalm, that's them. Mr. Righty Right. Don't know if you guys know him. Yeah, Mr. Righty.
No, never
Right,
Dielectrics.
Willie Epps.
Fatty. Oh, wait, no, that's someone else.
I thought you was about to say Fetty Wap there.
I was about to. No. Yeah, there's a number. Then I kind of never really did like Cursor at first, but then I kind of grew on it.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of things
really
that I could relate to.
like back in the day.
Yeah, there was a lot of
when he
things
started
I could
putting out
relate
like songs like Thank You, and yeah, I was good with that. But...
And I found there was a lot of things that I could relate to the scene. Then I heard of Forte. Didn't really like him at first, and I started to listen to it, and then I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that these guys are saying that I've walked and seen. And for me, it was just, I was just spamming it everywhere. Check this out, spam this, spam that, check this out, check this out. But I don't know many people that really relate to it, which is sad because it's such a big thing for me. Like, because it's talking about how people live and how things are, where you don't hear about it. That's just all, how can I say, what's popular at the time, you know?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people find the music and they just channel into just, how can you say it, like their life, which is awesome, which that's what I like about it the most. And then, came on along to Chillin' It. I found Chillin' It about 2 or 3 years ago. That was fucking awesome. And that was just a shine of light. And then come the rest of them, Nerve, Wombat. It's just been a flood. And it's like there's a new scene now. If I go back 10 years ago, when I first heard Cursor to what it is now, it's a different ballgame. It's a different lane. Total different lane. But
I think
awesome.
that could be said for most scenes, though, when you think about it. You look at the US scene 10 years ago, you look at the UK scene 10 years ago, like,
definitely.
It just shows that a lot happens. Like, obviously in your day-to-day, week-to-week life, you don't really notice a difference. But when you really do look back in perspective at things, it's like, wow, look how far things have come, how much the sound has changed, how much the culture has changed around it
100%.
as well.
100. Yeah. Basically, that's it to a T.
Wow. And then we got Hammer. What's your story?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I just used to listen to like pretty much anything. Like, I mean, the first kind of artist I got into, fucking embarrassing enough, was like Fall Out Boy back in like year 6 or some shit. But after that, like, I got into like the American scene. You know.
Sorry to cut you off, man. I was a Fall Out Boy fan.
No, you're right. What was that? Yeah, no, that was sick. Like the Infinity on High album, that was like the first CD I bought. It was funny as. But no, I got into like Lil Wayne, fucking Biggie, Tupac. But then I kind of fell out of it, kind of going to the clubs and listening to club music. But like 2 years ago, my mate Brian was hanging out with me, and he pretty much got me back into the Aussie scene, like, because I've been listening to like Husky and shit. Like, I fucking love Husky. When he released his Sad Boy like single, I was listening to the shit out of that. But when I actually really got into like the Aussie scene, it was more Chilling It, Wombat, a bit of Fracture, especially Alex Jones. I fucking love Alex Jones. No, pretty much. Yeah.
J. Sipping on a paste stop.
Yeah, man.
LJ's.
Yeah, LG is great. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna transition that then, because I've had this chat with a few people, but I don't think I've had it recorded. You know, a lot of people say to me that Cursor was the sole person that
Yeah, I
brought
used to bump
Aussie
Cursor.
rap to where it is, and he's the one who kind of
I wasn't
not
a fan
birthed
of
the
his like
scene.
earlier shit.
What's that?
Man, I'll admit he was like, I wasn't really a fan of his earlier shit, like especially when he was all like, oh man, like Cursor is the sickest. It was just pathetic.
Hey,
But he
Chazza,
really started
man.
like,
That was.
Well, hey, what you were going
It
on,
was
Chazza,
bad.
about Cursor creating the scene, what it is.
Yeah,
Before
we had this
Cursor, man,
conversation earlier.
we had Hilltop Hoods, Bliss and Esso.
Yeah.
Ew.
Chime in with some other names.
Mm.
I never dig them, but
fucking
yeah. Just my opinion.
Draft was alright.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't a drafters are good. Not saying I was a fan of these guys, you know, but these were the proper Australian rap pioneers.
They were the ones.
Yeah.
But it was completely different like genre though.
Well, that's the
like
thing.
them or not. Like them or not,
I'm not talking about who we're fans of, and I understand that whenever you talk about where something originated from, everyone's gonna have different opinions. It started in this city, it started with that group, it started with this artist. Like, there's gonna be multiple perspectives, but the general consensus, the general two answers I normally get was Cursor started it, and or all the names you just mentioned, Hilltop Hoods, Bliss and Esso,
like Bliss and Esso, Hilltop Hoods and all that came first, but then Cursor kind of started with the whole actual like spitting, kind of slowing it down, sort of thing.
Well,
it's weird.
Am I right in saying Cursor was the first one to really do the numbers with it, or was there other artists?
Yeah,
I think what it was is that he was speaking about real issues.
I think Cursor brought the crud. Cursor brought that real crud.
About a barbecue.
Oh, Sarah's right. Sarah's right.
Definitely.
Sarah's right. Cursor was the one to bring the crud, whereas Hilltop Hoods and Bliss and Esso, ones doing the, you know, happy barbecue rap sort of music, whereas Cursor came through and done the whole lad gutter shit, you know.
The gutter rap.
And a lot of people like what's the word? Shit. I'm fucking going blank here. Yeah, houses. A lot of people related to it, and then it blew up from there. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people sort of not copy Curse. Definitely helped scene grow from, you know, like air brackets barbecue rap. You know what I mean? If that makes sense to you, Chazza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real talk.
Okay, so
Real fucking talking, fuckers.
So Cursor was the first one to bring sort of a different flavor, a whole different perspective on things.
Yeah,
was it soon after Cursor started to blow? Was there a lot of other people, other artists that followed him, or did it take a while before people started to copy his formula?
Once Cursor blew, everyone started to pop off. You know, there was just rappers, so many like gutter artists that just, even though there was a few guys doing it before him,
he's kind of flows and stuff.
There's quite a few that you probably haven't even heard yourself that are out there that are so underground that you need to dig deep to find.
Especially Willie Ebb.
Cursor was definitely one that made a change with Ozrap, and once Cursor blew up, it's like a lot of other artists, they didn't copy in his footsteps.
He's the one that put a spotlight on it. He put a spotlight on it. Other ones, like if you go back and look, there's stuff people like Enter, and there's Willie Epson, there's Gravy, and there's all that kind of stuff that they have tracks released at like when Cursor had all those like pre-Nebulizer tracks released, you know, they're all 8-9 years ago. They're out there. You just got to find them. It's like the Flea one. There's a couple of Flea ones with Authentic and stuff. You know, they're from 7 years ago, 8 years ago. They were there, but Cursor was
Out the Gutter Down the Drain was released 10 years ago. Out the Gutter Down the Drain. Like Cursor was released 10 years ago.
Or LP or EP?
No. To be honest, I'm not sure because there's still even music that I haven't heard.
Well, you've got to remember this as well. You've got to remember this. There's music that the scene is older than YouTube. You've got to remember that than the sites that a lot of this music's put on. A lot of people repost stuff. Do you guys know about Channel U?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be the first to say no.
Channel
No,
U, Channel U was like the old YouTube here in the UK. I don't know if it was just a UK thing. It was before my time. I'm just aware of it. It shut down recently, but before YouTube, everyone would upload their content to Channel U, and people would pass it around. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know this. You know, it wasn't just YouTube to MP3 every song you wanted. There was no iTunes, no Spotify to stream it. It was you got to find someone who has that on their phone, and you got to Bluetooth that file to your phone. Like, that's how you've got to pass songs around. So there's probably history sitting on old Nokia phones that no one uses anymore. You know what I mean? So obviously there's going to be a lot of history, a lot of music that isn't just sitting on YouTube for people like me to just find. You've got to dig through the archives of old CDs where there's only going to be a select amount of copies, where people just burned them onto CDs themselves and started handing them out or selling them wherever it may be.
that's exactly right. Yeah.
So to really find the origins of shit is going to be too difficult. Whereas if something births now, the reason it grows so quick is because of the internet, because of how many platforms there are. At the end of the day, you guys from Australia wouldn't know of me whatsoever if it wasn't for YouTube. Because in terms of my music, a hard copy is not getting to Australia anytime soon. You know what I mean? So I can understand where there's holes in the story of things because of, you know, at the time, what platforms were there to really spread it that worldwide. How easily accessible was it to get that music?
Chazza, I've got a question for you, yeah? Even though this is your podcast, how did you get into Oz?
Oh,
not Oz.
Wow. I'm so glad you asked, man. Okay, so
how did you get into rap / grime music?
All right, so let's throw it way back now. Let's throw it way back. So, I've told this story many times, but let's have it here. Let's have it cemented in this podcast. So whenever somebody mentions it, I'm just gonna send them to this video. Right. So, growing up, my older cousin was living with us, and he was like my big brother. He lived with us from when I was about, I'd say about 7 or 8 until I was about 12 or so. So it was a good 5 years. In that time when he was here, he was a massive Kanye West fan. We're talking about College Dropout, Graduation, Late Registration, those kind of albums there. And that is all that we used to play. We had this like speaker set in our room. We shared a room, and yeah, that's what was playing 90% of the time. It was Kanye West. If it wasn't Kanye West, then it might be the odd Eminem album, maybe 50 Cent, Jay-Z, that kind of era. So I grown up on a lot of US rap, but it wasn't like I was crazy into rap. I listened to my fair share of pop shit when I was like 10.
2000 stuff.
Yeah. So then growing up, going through secondary school, going into like GCSE music. So I was what, 14 to 16 years old. I listened to a lot of EDM music, a lot of drum and bass, a lot of house, a lot of trap, dubstep, like that kind of music. And so at that point in my life, I had a lot of influences of music. My mum, I grown up in a house where my mum was playing garage and funky house. I grown up with my dad always playing jungle and drum and bass, and then the rap side of things from my cousin, and then kind of what I discovered myself through YouTube, which was a lot of EDM and dance music. I don't know, I'm gonna take a wild shot here. Does anybody know about the brand Monster Cat? No, nobody does. But yeah, they were like copyright free EDM music on YouTube, and I used to listen to a lot of the stuff that they put out. So
Can't say I do.
I still listen to a little bit of rap. I remember listening to a little bit of I remember listening to Chip, and I remember listening to Skepta on and off, and it was more of their mainstream stuff, but I was familiar with those names. Then I would say coming out of school, so 16 going on 17 now, stopped kind of listening to that EDM music. I was starting to get bored. I felt like most of it was getting repetitive. So I went through the stage of just listening to old shit. So then I started listening to like 90s R&B. I started listening to Motown. I started listening to like older music then, when I kind of gone through this like 6 month to a year stage of just being bored of music, but I loved music. So that's when I dug deeper, especially into drum, bass, and jungle. Then I was at a house party, which is the same house party where my rap battle with Spyro happened, which I believe is the oldest video on my channel at the moment. But yeah, we had that rap battle, and at that point, I was writing music, but I never put anything out. Spyro just started putting out music, and all of his mates were like, "Oh, that's so sick, you're a rapper now." And then, so I went to this house party, and I was like one of the only 2 white people there. There was no white people there. So when I've rocked up and everything, no one knew me, bar Spyro himself, because I was his tag along, should you say. And he was like, yeah, we're gonna have a rap battle, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna get ripped, white boy can't rap." Had that rap battle, proved them all wrong. Cool, that's that. You can go watch that video if you want any reference to that. After that rap battle, it was just like a normal house party. More people came, had a good time. And at one point, JME featuring Gigs Man Don't Care came on. Now, to this day, this is still my favorite grime track of all time. It's arguably just my favorite song in the world.
Fire. That
came on. I just heard the bass line, the synth coming at the start. The heard that, and I was like, okay. Then the snares coming. I was like, okay, shit, what's this? Then all of a sudden, the whole room just jumped up. "I got a black ski mask, but I don't ski, but I snowboard, dashing MC off peak." I stood there not knowing a single word and just started jumping around in the madness of it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? My mind was blown by just the energy. Not even that. The song itself was impressing me, but it was the energy around it. Then they got into the hook, the chorus. "What about man don't care about all that? You got it now. Man don't care about all that." So I found myself starting bopping along to it and saying, "No, man don't care about all that." Then they got into the Gigs verse, and then the one point where it kind of toned down a little bit, I was like, okay, shit. I was like, "Spyro, what's this track?" He goes, "Don't you know about this track? It's JME, man don't care. It's the thing that's popping right now." I was like, but this doesn't sound like normal rap. So I was completely oblivious to grime. I was completely oblivious to it. And then all of a sudden he goes, wait. And I'm like, what? The whole room again. Batman, hard. They just went nuts at this one part in the Gigs verse, and I went mental again. So either way, after that, I was like, shit, boy, this is mad. And then I started saying to people like, "What's this?" And they're like, "It's grime. Do you not know about grime?" Now keep in mind, this is a point where a lot of people, grime's starting to like blow. It is starting to blow now. I just never hung around the type of people that listen to grime. I always kept myself to myself. I had a very small select few friends, and they just happened to have not listened to it. So from there, I went on to YouTube, click Man Don't Care. As many people discover music, you just start clicking suggested videos, etc., etc. Started listening to Skepta, Chip, and JME. They were the 3 that I kind of birthed my listening to. So that happened. We go forward to I'm about 19 years old now. 19 or 20? Yeah, 19 years old. Doing YouTube, putting out music, etc., etc. And then around Christmas time 2017, so we're talking about 10 months ago from now, 10, 11 months ago from now, I started doing UK reaction videos. And the reason that happened was, again, I'll go more in depth about the reasons why another time, but long story short is I watched a couple reaction channels, wasn't happy with how people did reactions. I thought 95% of them were bullshit. They were either unentertaining to watch, or they didn't have a fucking clue what they were talking about. That was just my opinion. So I was like, I'm gonna do them, and I'm gonna do them how I think they should be done. And I was only meant to do like 2 or 3 videos, and they just happened to get more views than usual, and people were like really fucking with them. I was like, okay, let's continue this then. So then I started getting like 2, maybe 3 subscribers a day. Now, it took me 3.5 years to get 100 odd subscribers. So for me to then start getting 2 or 3 a day and getting like 15 in a week, I was going nuts. I was like, what? What do you mean I can grow this fast? Like, in my head, it was just insane. Yeah, yeah, I had the clapping monkey and just like everything was just insane. Like, so then they went on for a bit, and then somebody called JMO. Shout out to JMO first and foremost. JMO watched my UK reactions, and he's from Oz, and he went, "You should listen to Oz rap. I recommend the Triple J cipher," which had
Boom
Wombo,
Bap.
Nerve, Alex Jones, and I want to say Chillin' It, but I could be wrong.
Husky.
Husky, that's the one.
Subscribers did you have before you listened to? Because I remember watching that Triple J the Triple J.
Yeah, that was when I first joined too.
How many subscribers did you have?
We've been here since
at
like
that time?
fucking.
Yeah, so
Really?
when I did the Triple J thing, so I got to about 120, 130 when I started the UK reactions. But from them UK reactions, I got up to, I'd say, around 250-ish. 200 to 250, no higher than 300. I know that. So, reacted to the Triple J Cypher, and I uploaded that quite late at night. I uploaded at 10, 11 p.m. And I remember I didn't even check YouTube from there. I just went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, oh my god. That was insane. I woke up like 15, 20 Snapchat notifications. 10, 15 Instagram notifications. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a person who's active on my phone, so I normally wake up to barely anything. Normally 1 or 2 in each from people I've just been messaging.
Yeah, I know.
On Snapchat, I had my thing privated, so as well, I had like only, I'd say, what, like 15 to 20 contacts. I was really one of them, like, I don't add you unless I don't talk to you. So I woke up, and then like 40 odd YouTube notifications. I'm like, what? Go on there. The first comment I read was, you're a sick cunt. Now, this is before I'm aware what this means. So I read this. I look at my phone. What?
Like what?
What? Who needs point of view 4 coming their way? Who's calling me a cunt? What? I was vexing. I'm like, who's called what? Who wants it though? Who wants crud? So either way. Then scroll down to the next comment. You mad cunt. React to Chillin' It. I'm like, wait, what? Who's calling me a mad cunt? What? That's 2 people. I was like, no, this shit. So I go down and I'm seeing a common theme of, you mad cunt, the sickest cunt, rare. I'm like, okay, it must mean a good thing then. Either there's just a meme that goes around with this artist or this video, or just, I don't know. Like, what does it mean? So while I'm sitting there on my way to work, I'm still sitting there like, what do you even mean? I'm like, I'm lost. I'm like, I get to work and I'm like, the guy I work with, Hassan, I was like, Hass, bro, you never guess what happened. He's like, and that's the first time I told him about YouTube, but I was so gassed about it, I just like had to tell him. And he's like, oh no, I'm happy for you, rare. So from there I was like, okay, like people enjoy this Aussie shit as much as the UK shit. I expected to get no views on the Australian shit. I expected none.
Oh no.
So then I kept doing my UK ones, and then I think about a week later, I did Wombat Black Sheep or Wombat Watch Out. It was one of the two.
I remember that one.
No, my bad. During the Triple J Cypher, I was like, oh, who's that guy? And it was Alex Jones, who I was impressed with. So I was like, all right, send me an Alex Jones one. And I reacted to My Time Part 2. And that was okay. It was okay. And I was like, okay, Aussie rap's okay, you know. It's not bad. It's like, it's not quite the UK scene, but it's actually decent. So, again, that video got a decent amount of views. It was the same amount of views as the UK, but there was way more interaction, way more comments, way more social media ads, way more likes, things like that. So I was like, okay, this seems to be definitely more of an invested fan base. So I was like, okay. And I then did Wombat Black Sheep, and again, I was like, it's okay. Now, I'm glad / not happy, because that's not one of my favorite Wombat songs. It's just not. Now that I've listened to plenty more Wombat. But at the time, I was like, okay, it's okay. But this isn't crazy. So then everyone was like, you gotta react to Chillin' It. They've dropped a new track called Underrated. It's like 1 week or 2 weeks old. I was like, okay, let's check this shit out. And at the start of that video, I say, oh, we should start doing these Aussie reactions maybe once a week. Maybe like every Friday we do an Aussie reaction.
Yeah.
Reacted to that. Lost in the Safari. Right as block. Right as block. Got Chrome for the beef lad. I heard that internet computer scheme, and that's when it birthed the PC bars, son. I went nuts in that video, as you guys know. I lost my shit. Like, that was so sick.
Cricket bars, son.
Yeah. That's where it all birthed from. And again, put that video up quite late. Went to bed, woke up the next day. Now that was the one where it really blew up. So I woke up.
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
when you put it up,
I'm probably gonna have notifications again. Yes, here we go, people. Trust how I looked at my phone. 99 plus notifications on YouTube. I was like, whoa.
Fuck yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow it down. Then I'm like,
Hey, Chazza.
go on.
Interrupt, man. When you're talking about the Triple J cipher, I remember when I seen it. Your the what's it called, the thumbnail for the photo, like you were laughing in it. I remember thinking, oh, this guy's taking the piss out of Aussie rap.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, and then I watched the video, and it was just you were fucking so into it, man. I'm like, yes, this guy is fucking finally breaking down these reaction videos and doing it. I
showed one of my mates, and he loved it too.
And that's the thing, people were like showing it to other people, and that's the thing that like blew my mind. It was like, right, are people that excited by what I done? Like, to me, it's just what a reactor should do, and I've just found this niche that not many people have done.
Yeah.
So, either way, wake up, 99 plus notifications on YouTube. At this point, mind blown. Like insane. I woke up at like 6:30, 7 a.m. in the morning for work. I'm jumping around my room. What? What?
Yes.
This is
I can picture
what
it.
do you even mean? I was gone. Snapchat, 60 plus notifications. Instagram, 30 plus notifications. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't even open the notifications. I got to work. I was just reading through the YouTube ones. And it had like 100 likes overnight and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Got to work. I was like, Hassan! He's like, what? Whoa, relax yourself. It's like 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. Relax. I'm like, bro, look what happens. It's what? And then,
what are you doing, Hammer?
Fucking from there, kind of haven't looked back. Just from there, it was like, all right, we're going to do UK and Oz at the same time. And now, just as time gone on, I was doing more and more UK reactions, and more of them just kept getting copyrighted. Pretty much most UK artists now copyright claim their work, so you just can't upload it. So I could do reactions, but I'd need to edit them down. Now, I see plenty of other people do reactions to them. So but I don't watch their videos, so either they edit it out and chop it up so they're not playing the song for that long, or they've just got some sort of legal hold on it that I don't have, I don't know. But yeah, it just got frustrating that I was putting all of this time into the UK reactions, and I still promote the UK scene more so than I will the Oz scene. That's still going to be the case, but just in terms of videos and content, it was quite difficult, whereas the Oz scene, I very rarely get copyrighted. On most of the like the body bag media shit and no one network and etc. So yeah, just kind of I'm gonna use Sarah's word, it just snowballed into what it is really. And I started getting, like, from that underrated video, started getting like 100 subs a day. At one point for like a week, I went from like 250, 300 to like 900. And I remember sitting there, I was like, I'm gonna drop a project for 1,000 subs, and literally within a week we nearly got there, and I was like, fuck, I ain't even recorded half of it. Like, what am I gonna do? I had so many ideas of what I wanted to do for a 1K video and a 2.5K video, but just it come around so quick that I weren't able to execute these things in time. Even now, I'm like, for 5K, I know what I'm gonna do, and then it was just like, fucking hell, we're not far away from 5K. Like, so it's just insane how quickly things sort of progressed. And I think the major thing for it was, one, I was genuinely enjoying the music. Like, I genuinely fuck with it. Do I think it's better than some UK or even US? No. But is it better than most? In some cases, yeah. Especially when it comes to the US. I prefer listening to Oz rap and grime than I do US. And then the second thing that really got me was just how interactive you guys were. With a lot of my UK videos, there were people that were fucking with it, but I did get a lot of, white boy can't listen to UK rap. White boy saying Caribbean words where I grown up, my stepnan is Jamaican, so I grown up hearing these words. It's not like I'm trying to be something else. I was called a rascal little ute at 10 years old. You know what I mean? So when I'm using that slang, it's not like I'm trying to be something else. It was just me being me. But people thought I was being fake and whatnot. Whereas with the Oz scene, I very rarely got that as well. So it was something I did naturally take a liking to. I just wasn't flamed as much. I wasn't called white you. Yeah, I get the odd comment saying you got an alien-shaped head or something, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll laugh with it, you know what I mean? I just laugh with it. But it wasn't...
I haven't heard that before.
I have. I've seen it.
There's plenty, don't worry. We're going to make a whole video on that one day, because that shit's funny, but...
Hey, can I
just put that filter on where your head's even bigger and just play the whole video like that?
Yeah, why not?
I dare you. Just do it.
Being racist, yeah, but name a big African Australian artist.
The Apprentice.
Rest in peace.
Besides The Apprentice.
R.I.P. The Apprentice. That's the only one I can think off the top of my head.
That's what I mean. Like Aussie rap, it's it's like a white culture sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I guess that's why I've had way less of it. Whereas UK, it's a mix of everyone and everything, because that's how London is. And I'm not saying it's only London, but the UK scene, 60-70% of the UK scene is all people from London. That's just how it is. And so the same way you split Perth, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, it's the same way we split North, West, East, and South London. Just that's how it is. And London's tiny compared to half of your cities. You know what I mean? So it's just mad how much talent can come out of one place. But yeah, it was just way more of a welcoming reception to the content. And whenever I did try to chat to the UK people about music, it would never be the same. And I guess that's because there was way more bigger YouTubers and reactors that are doing UK stuff. I can understand that. Whereas for you guys, I was like, one day I just thought, right, 1 minute, who else is doing this then? Because I'm getting way more love than I thought I should. And then I looked around and I only seen one other guy really doing it on a semi-regular basis. I think his name is Afro Bro Afro. Is that his name?
Yeah, he's been very quiet.
Yeah, and he did his thing. I mean, shout out to him. I guess I've never had a conversation with my man, but all due respect to him, I watched a couple of his videos and I was like, okay, he's consistent with uploads, but when you watch it, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, let me keep in mind, I found him boring to watch because he would sit there, not make too many comments, and when he did, I mean, he would make semi-relevant points, but just to me, it just wasn't my kind of content to watch. So I was just being me, and it just fucking stars aligned, I guess. It just worked out well. And so, again, if it weren't for JMO commenting on my video saying react to Aussie rap, maybe we wouldn't be where we are today. So shout out to JMO once again, man.
Fuck yeah, JMO.
Chaz, I think you're one of the first reaction videos, sorry, what the fuck would I say, reactors, that actually like pauses the tune and will be like, you know, break down the bar and, you know, play it up. Like explain the bar, whereas a lot of guys I would see reacting music videos, they'll just, you know, they'll nod to the whole thing, and at the end they'll be like, you know, it was a nice beat, nice bars, see you on the next video. And it's just like, you know, that's fucking...
that's about it. Just like watch a video. Yeah.
You know,
like, there's a couple of them, they just sit there and don't say a word and just like look at the screen. Like they're not even moving their head or nothing.
Yeah,
that's why I fucking
I'm okay, you know? With that. There was one person I used to watch that did a similar thing. He wasn't the best to watch during the reaction, and so oftentimes I wouldn't even watch his reaction. I'd skip to the end of the video when he broke the video down, and he would break it down, and that's what I was there for. So I didn't even watch him react to it, because he would just sit there dead silent. But then how he broke it down was way different, better than I can, way better than I can. And then I did watch someone, I'm not even gonna mention their name. I did watch someone, and then they accused me of copying them, and I can understand where they were coming from, but it was kind of bullshit as well, and they had to throw in the whole white boy thing, and that's what pissed me off as well. Oh, white boy trying to copy a black man, and yeah, that's the bit that pissed me off.
I know who that is.
Yeah, so that kind of pissed me off. And then the only other person who I will openly say who I still watch to this day, and that's because they don't react to the stuff that I watch, is Ziaz. Any of you familiar with Ziaz?
No.
Ziaz is probably the biggest reaction channel on YouTube, to my knowledge. Two American guys react to mainly American stuff. They used to do the odd UK video.
Oh yeah,
now, but they are just funny as shit. That is pure entertainment value. It's not for how they react to a song. It's not for their knowledge. Although I do believe low-key they know what they're talking about. They just pretend like they don't because they're just themselves. They just piss about. And they're the only reactors I watch this day. But I stopped watching the other reactors I used to watch because, especially after that you're copying me comment, it was like, okay, maybe... I doubted myself for a bit. I was like, maybe subconsciously I am. So I stopped watching other reactors. For the simple fact of that, because it was like, right, maybe low-key I am doing what they're doing. So now I don't watch any other reactions. I've previously watched reactions. One night I remember, I think I typed in a Dave video. I think it was Dave Hangman. Loved that track. And I watched as many different reactions on that same song as possible. And what I found is 95% of them either boring to watch and or didn't know what they were talking about. And so it was just like, it just frustrated me. So I was just like, I'm going to keep doing reactions how I believe they should be done. It was only a small portion of people that I thought actually did it the right way. And that's only by opinion, of course. They're bigger than, most of them are bigger than me. So they're there for a reason, obviously. But I just believe that, why are you reacting if you bring no entertainment value and or no new perspective or no new knowledge to the people watching? Why am I going to watch someone that's boring and then doesn't tell me anything I don't know? That, in my opinion, that's just a waste of my time. So I only ever wanted to watch people that either give me knowledge on what we're watching. The common thing we have in interest is this artist and or this song, this scene. So give me some knowledge on it. And or make me laugh or smile. Just make me enjoy watching your video. And I just didn't get that from a lot of reactors. And then you have the people who aren't even reaction channels. Just big YouTubers. For example, a Logan Paul. Logan Paul reacting to and it's just like really over the top and fake.
Oh,
so,
Logan Paul. Sorry.
Yeah, fucking hell.
But yeah, so and that's just one name. Obviously, there's many more, but I just felt like just be genuine. Again, I'll openly admit when I've got something wrong. I've named artists the wrong names in a video. I've missed very simple bars. Shout out to the UK dollar. I've not understood what fairy bread is. There's so many things that have gone over my head, but I think that's part of it. You guys have watched me learn a culture. It's more than just music. I think that's what's so sick about this channel. It's more than just music. It's learning culture as well. So, having to learn the sickest cunt, having to learn fucking oath, having to learn all of this different slang on top. And I'm still not there. I'm still not there. So I think that's what's sick. It's kind of documenting a journey.
Chazza, have you tried Vegemite yet? That's a good question.
I know about Vegemite. I don't think I've tried it, and I don't think I want to.
You need to try it.
I don't think I
don't eat it like Nutella, like idiot Americans do.
Yeah, you only have a little bit. Like you just,
You got to find the right quantity.
Little spread of Vegemite, and
that's
beautiful.
Right, that's right.
Don't get a big spoonful of it and put it in your mouth, because you'll be like,
that's a bad idea.
That's not how we eat.
A lot of Americans do it, and they think, what's wrong with Australians? You don't eat Vegemite like Nutella. It's,
No.
It fucking tastes like ass. Like, no.
Vegemite tastes.
1 minute, you know what ass tastes like, yeah?
Oh well, let's not go there.
1 minute, but since we're talking about eating booty, does anybody here eat
What about
booty?
Jack? We haven't heard Jack.
Jack, you got any input?
Jack, you still there? Just give us a sign of life.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Love it.
That was a quick reaction.
I know. He's on the ball. He's on the
Lurking
ball.
hardcore.
He's on the board. 1 minute. 1 minute. Why are we trying to avoid the question? Is anybody here actually eat the Brown Town? Downtown.
Oh,
you mean have you licked the booty hole?
Hey, I'm not trying to include that.
You're included,
I mean, since we're there, Sarah.
I've eaten the booty, man. I'll fucking say it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
loud and proud.
I have.
Yeah.
I'm proud, bro.
All right, I don't eat booty. I might eat something else, but not booty. that I haven't gone there yet.
Even I lick a booty.
Notice how he says that.
Must be after a shower. Must.
Man, I've done that.
Definitely.
Been there, done that.
Must.
Everyone's done it. They're just lying. They just don't want to say it.
We've all gone down for a bit of
Oh,
gold.
Hammer, don't lie, day ones. Come on.
Wait, just
Man,
so we're
what
on
was
like, I've eaten booty cheek, but I ain't eating between booty cheeks.
Cheek.
You say you never just put the tip of your tongue on the booty hole, just like not even just curious a little bit.
No, I've
Just
done
a little-
I've done a finger. I've done a finger or two, but I've never done my mouth. Nah.
Oh God.
Why not?
Yeah, been there, done that,
This
done
doesn't
worse,
interest
man.
me enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
So you've gone bowling, Chaz.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
2 in the
It
pink,
is
1 in
what
the
it is.
stink.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
done a 2 in the
I know
pink, 1 in the
that.
stink. I've done that. Like that's fine by my standards. Apparently, I'm a raw motherfucker for doing that in the first place. But you know, life goes on.
What?
Jeez, what am
That's
I doing?
not-
man? Hey, on a level, I've been there, done that.
Yeah,
Okay.
been there,
Dude,
done
on a
that.
level when we're on a level podcast. It's great. I love
That's what I
it.
mean. If it's on a level podcast, I got to be on a level, man.
Because on a level, it was pretty good at the time.
Maybe afterwards it's not so good. But you think
Yeah.
back and you're like, oh well.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When I was in the shower,
You know what? It's funny because so my first ex, we had the cute story of losing our virginity together at the same time, and
Aww.
you know, that
we
was
moved
a nice-
from
And,
inspiration to anal play.
yeah. So basically, after time, yeah, we tried anal. Now I didn't see the worst thing in the world about it. I was like,
Oh, Chazza!
I was like, I'm all good. So either way, I wasn't ashamed to say that it happened. I was like, cool, I tried it, innit? I was curious. So either way, it come up in a discussion now. Apparently, I was the only one. The only one. So I was like, oh, okay, cool.
They were lying.
And either way, someone in this
they're
old friendship
lying.
group tried to
For
flame
sure
on
they're
man
lying.
because of it. We got into an argument one day, and they were like,
They're just ashamed to admit it.
I don't know, maybe. They were just like, they thought it was a diss now. So I said something that was pretty harsh about them, and they went, yeah, and you've done anal. And I went, yeah. They were like, yeah, you put it in a girl's bum where she shits. And I went, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, is this a diss to me? She genuinely thought it was a diss. So, if you listen to point of view 1 very carefully towards the end, you'll understand all of the references towards that. Yeah, that was a bit of a mad one. I was just like, to me, it's just not that deep. I can understand why some people are gonna be like, no, fair enough. But for me, it was just like,
Well,
Hey, can I
hello
say
there.
yeah, well,
So,
hello.
so no one's done tongue to bung. No one's done tongue to bung here. Tongue to bung.
Tongue to bung?
I'm trying
Me
to
and
get
Day
my
Ones
words
just
in.
said we did.
Tongue to bum. Come on, boys. Own up. Own up. I know you have. You just
Yeah,
know.
we have.
Oh, no, Bate, you're saying ATM.
In day ones. Tongue to bum.
ATM.
What?
Yeah, ATM.
Yeah, ATM.
Goes from
I
up to mouth.
I spaced it. Asked him out.
Straight over his head.
I'm like, what's he pulling out money for?
All right, so let's talk about an important question here.
Let's move along. Move along.
This is kind of
God.
like the meaning to life. It's kind of like a really
Oh, here we go.
deep and serious question.
Not too
Like
deep.
Is it titties or is it booty?
Oh,
Booty.
Right, so let's go.
Yeah,
Right, so
booty.
Benzo.
Hey, booty.
booty.
Yeah, booty.
Jack.
Donkeys.
Silent.
Yeah, Jack.
Keen.
Some donkey. Sarah.
I like both. Actually, no, I'm a titties. Titties.
I think.
Titties.
Titties.
All right. So again, I'm in my own league here. It depends what day of the week it is.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and I reckon
Okay,
most of
on
the
a
boys
day-to-day
do-
basis, sometimes I'm in the mood
Actually,
for
I
booty,
can kind of agree
sometimes
with
I'm
that.
in the mood for titties.
Yeah. Now that you say it, yeah.
Hey, tell me if I'm wrong. When
The mood for booty is more than the mood for titties.
a young teenager was all about the titties, got a little bit older, grew into my early
All about the
20s,
booty.
all about the
Yeah,
booty.
same.
Am I the only one like that,
Yep.
or
It's all about
No,
that.
I'm exactly the same.
No
I feel like
titties.
that's how it's going.
Yeah,
You're
no,
all
I'm
about
the
the
same,
booty.
Benzo.
I think I was the same.
I'm the same.
That part, man.
I mean, yeah, it just depends what
and
day of the
Mr.
week it is.
Gay.
Like, some days I want a titty. Some days I want booty. It's just how it is. I guess
days
if I
you want
had
both.
to pick one, it would be booty, but on like a 4 to 3 day ratio of it. Like 4 days booty, 3 days titties. Maybe on a weekend I'm like an only a titties guy. You know what I mean? It's just like.
All right, Chaz. What's this podcast going to be called? Is it going to be like music and music?
Well, it's already named. It's already probably going to be named like Introduction to Oz Rap and Gram. But you know, I might just clip just this part alone and upload this as an individual video because fuck it. Titties and booty.
There are no rules.
There are no rules. In the words of Specs Gonzalez, there are no rules.
Yep.
But yeah, titties and booties, man. I mean, whenever you say to it, wait. Okay, so Sarah. I mean, I believe you're the only person
very
who can answer
quiet.
this one. I mean, other people might. I mean, you're open. We're not homophobic on this channel whatsoever. We don't assume. But Sarah,
Yo.
is it about the biceps? Is it about arms or is it about abs?
Ooh.
Sounded like she got hit
I'm
in
an
Roblox
arms
there.
person.
I heard a solid oof.
I'm an
Can
arms
you hear
person.
Sarah, or is it just me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
it's just
hear
me.
you.
Pardon?
Oh, not again.
Benzo.
Benzo.
Oh, hey, I'm here, boys. It's just Sarah.
Oh no.
For fuck's sake.
Respond to
Just
Booty
leave
or-
again and come back.
Just for context of this podcast, we had technical problems earlier where Benzo had a very similar thing happen. I don't believe it's his fault. I just blame him.
Just blame Benzo. Hashtag blame Benzo.
Yeah, hashtag.
Because people are gonna flame him. Don't.
That's the best though. Next minute, all the comments are just gonna be hashtag blame Benzo.
Oh god, this is bad. I'm not
Hashtag
affiliated.
save the donks.
There we go. I can hear it now.
Alright, good. So,
All right.
So you're more of an arms person then.
Yeah. Yep.
Start hitting the gym.
I don't know. Girls don't really be like. We don't really pick a body part when not like. That's the best bit there. Like we're an arms person or we're an abs person. It's more like.
Length or
Is he
girth?
gonna fucking bite our nipples off? Like that's gonna be that's an issue. that's where we're trying to see what you guys are doing.
But it depends on the girl because I know girls that don't like their titties being sucked. Other girls like their titties being like munched on, you know, 3-course meal and that.
Who doesn't like their titties being sucked? That's wild.
My girl used to have her titties sucked to cum, so there you go, Chaz.
I'm on that boat. I'm on that boat right there.
We can
I'm
agree
on
on
that-
that.
Cum.
Pardon?
Titties sucked,
Length?
or she wasn't going to cum.
Yeah, I'm on that boat.
Length or girth?
Who said that?
We're getting into the
That was day
nitty-gritty
one.
in this podcast today.
This is an R-rated podcast here now, man. Fuck.
Yeah,
Demonetization coming real quick.
you're definitely getting demonetized straight
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Hey, length or girth? That is a good question. Question.
That's gonna vary from girl to girl, really.
What's your preference?
Oh.
I love how the guilty laugh that followed it. What's yours?
I couldn't help it. Man.
Do I prefer length or do I prefer girth?
That was the
What?
question.
Oh, that's a really hard one to think about, really, because you don't want them too long, because then it's
Yeah,
just
it would
gonna
be really
bash
hard.
your insides, and that's not awesome. And then, but if it's too wide,
That's not awesome.
that's not awesome. But if it's too wide, then that's also not awesome. We don't want to feel like we're giving birth.
So a bit of both.
Yeah,
We need the
just like-
perfect penis to be said.
So basically,
Pardon?
what Sarah's just said is, if you have a small dick, you're all good. So shout out to the small dick crew.
Don't
Yeah,
think quite what
not
you
a big, not a lot of girls like
Not a
those really
huge-
big, massive ones. It hurts. It hurts.
That's what porn stars are for.
Can we just mention this as well? There is 5 guys in a podcast with one female
Well, 4.
and 5
I don't
people
think
are
we can
going
really count. Jack.
right. So female, so lady.
Shut it.
What you
Shut
like,
it,
huh?
man.
It's like when you and Jake were in there and I had like 5 girls from work and you just got very scared.
Yeah, it kind of happened the opposite way around, really. Then, I mean, I can handle myself. I overreact to certain things just because it's just funny. I don't even mean to. It's just kind of how I deal with that sense of humor. Sometimes I just blow shit out of proportion for the sake of it. But
I'd find it really arousing.
well, day ones. If you're interested,
Five-
you only got to pay
five
me
women and
a
one
certain
guy.
amount of cash, and I can hook you up with said Discord call that you could probably get for free. But you know. Got to make money somehow. I mean, you know, because a certain Brendan in live streams doesn't like to pay up money when they say they are.
Brendan's got so much money owed to Chaz.
He owes you quite a bit of money.
Still not paid that $10 for that reaction. God knows how many weeks ago. Never letting it go.
Brendan Shaw, motherfucker.
Oh shit! All right, well, I think that's gonna wrap up today's podcast. I think that's a good one. We got a bit of content in there. We got into the nitty gritty stuff of titties and booty, and yeah.
Length.
And versus girth, and it's gonna be fun timestamping this for sure. I'll be timestamping this in the description. And,
It'll be a length, first girth.
so people can just skip to the points they want to hear about. So next thing you know, I'm gonna watch my audience retention is all gonna be watching from 46 minutes onwards from the booty talk, basically. Where everyone just skipped to the end. They're like, what? We're talking about that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming along.
Just booty talk.
Appreciate you guys coming along.
Thank you.
Good fun.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who wants to
Without further ado.
outro it? Who wants to do my outro?
Without further ado.